Everyone, and welcome into Shawnee High School Gymnasium, where tonight a WBL contest between the 11-7 Wapakoneta Redskins and the 2-17 Shawnee Indians. I'm Dan Hirn, along with Todd Utrup. And Todd, no matter what, it's not easy to go on the road in the WBL and get a win.
It certainly is not. Obviously, Wapak comes in after a good road victory last week. They're going to try to do that again tonight. But even despite the records, it's always a tough fight in the WBL.
The Redskins, as you mentioned, coming off a win over Van Wert, a game that they won 44-39. Coach Bradley talked about the defense in that game, especially in the fourth quarter.
Defense has been something they've been paying attention to for quite a while now to get that consistency, and they've been doing a good job of it as late, and that's what's brought them to this point with the record that they have and the nice seed they got in the tournament.
They are now 4-3 inside the league, and they're taking on a Shawnee team tonight who has yet to get a league victory. However, they had a good game, as good a game as you can have and not get a win.
Correct.
Last week against Findlay.
Correct. They lost 66-61 against Findlay, so they're playing better ball, trying to make things work, and looking for different answers. Last week they tried something a little different. They brought up Brennan Gaffer, who had been playing most of the year on the JV squad, came up and scored 21 points last week. So we'll see if that's a consistent answer and see if he can do that again tonight.
The Indians averaged 50 points a ball game. Their opponents are averaging 59 points on the season. For the Redskins, they're keyed by their inside game, and they're led there by Jake Buzzard.
Jake Buzzard, their most consistent scorer all season long, and establishing that inside game is something Coach Bradley really wants to do week in and week out. And so he's got Jake Buzzard in there, as well as Alec Temple, who has a considerable size advantage over the Shawnee Indians. But Buzzard's the go-to guy on that inside game.
Offensively for Shawnee, they're led by Trey Brock, who is a junior. He won't be starting tonight because it's senior night, and they have all of the seniors in the starting lineup, but Trey is their leading scorer. Again,
same thing with the Indians. Trey Brock is their most consistent scorer. Kind of their leader on this squad, even as a junior, averaging 11.1 points per game as we have it here, and just about 4 rebounds per game. So they'll need some good play from him tonight to get the WBL win.
We're just about ready for the start of tonight's ball game. We'll come back and give you the starting lineups and the keys to tonight's ball game. You're watching high school basketball on TSC.
So, you think just because you're from a small town, you can't have everything that the big towns have? Wrong. At TSC, we offer over 300 digital cable channels to you right here in the heart of the Midwest. Surprised? Don't be. We're TSC. No contracts, no gimmicks, and everything is straightforward and down to earth. Order your digital cable package today, and the HD is free. Now you're talking smart.
If you find yourself in need of legal services, make the law offices of Jowett & Burton your first call. Whether your legal issue involves protecting assets, trust planning or probating an estate, starting a business, buying or selling real estate, or civil litigation over a commercial, probate, or domestic matter, the attorneys and paralegals at Jowett & Burton are ready to help. Call the law offices of Jowett & Burton today at 419-738-9274.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Back here at Shawnee High School, so the start of tonight's ball game. And Todd, we have an opportunity now to take a look at the keys to tonight's ball game, and we'll start with the Wapakoneta Redskins.
Well, the first thing is obviously limit turnovers. That's obviously kind of an easy thing to say because you always want to limit turnovers. But the next two, obviously, very important for the Redskins. Establish that inside game that we talked about in the previous segment, and then the defensive consistency. Coach Bradley thought they played a really good, strong fourth quarter defensively at Van Wert to pull out that W.
Right.
And so he's hoping that that can carry forward here and get 4 quarters of that defensive play,
right,
or at least at that level, this whole fourth quarter, or whole 4 quarters.
If they're able to do that, they would hold Shawnee to just 12 points tonight. So that would be a fantastic outing defensively.
That certainly would.
For the Shawnee Indians, obviously they've not had the season they hope to have, but their keys to the game look like this.
Max effort. Obviously, again, that's kind of another no-brainer. You got to always get max effort from your players, but you really got to maintain that effort when you're having a season that they're having, to maintain that effort all the way throughout to the very end of the season in tournament play. Obviously, establishing the rest of the things are important as well as the focus. When you're 2 and 17, you get behind in a game, it's easy to lose focus. Coach talked about they need to maintain their focus, especially if they get down early. They've got to keep that focus and fight through it to be able to have a chance in this game.
That's something they did pretty well against Findlay because they had a lead for a continuous part of that game. For most of the second and third quarter, they led that game, then fell behind late, but were able to rally to get within 1 point before the game kind of got away from them. But they didn't fold, and I think that's what any coach would look for, especially in a season like this.
Oh, absolutely. That's what they want as you go down the stretch. Correct, you're not getting the W, but you got to play to the final buzzer sounds all the way through, and that's, it was good to see them do that last week. And, it all starts one game at a time. It's got to start somewhere. So, last week might have been a starting point for them where they start to get some momentum. Who knows what's going to happen tonight and when they get in the tournament, and obviously they can take that into next season. So it's obviously, who knows.
Starting lineup's getting introduced right now. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Matt Bradley's Wapakoneta Redskins.
Well, we talked about Jake Buzzard earlier. Cody Morgan and Alex Greavy also major contributors to the Redskins. Cody Morgan lights it up from beyond the arc, and Alex Greavy is just kind of all over the place, getting involved from every different aspect of the game from the point position.
It's senior night here in Shawnee, and the starting lineup for Dick Heath and his 2 and 17 Shawnee Indians is loaded with the 5 seniors on this roster.
Well, the 5 seniors getting the chance tonight on their last regular season home game, I guess. Just call it last regular home game here at Shawnee High School. So nice honor for them as this game is now getting ready to get underway.
The Indians come in with 5 seniors, 5 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen on their roster. As we mentioned, they have not won a WBL contest yet this year. They're 0-7. They will take on the Redskins, who are now 4-3 inside the WBL. They average 52 points a ball game while holding their opponents to just 45 points per game. So the Shawnee Indians trying to take advantage of the home court, get a WBL win here tonight. And looking back at the last game for this Indians team, Findlay thought that they may have taken them a little lightly early on, and Shawnee was able to get a lead early.
Buzzard and Pujala for the tip.
Ball is in the air, and it will come down to the Indians. Nolte will bring it up court.
Redskins come out in man-to-man.
Thought about the 3, now taking it inside.
Nice
Brian
job that time by
out.
Temple with some help defense.
Underneath they go, and an easy deuce for Casey Mulcahy. So the Indians strike first. And you talked about max effort in the pregame show, and these seniors seem fired up to be out then at the start of this game.
That's something that the Redskins have to be concerned about, because as we see the turnover there, anytime when you have that situation where you've got some guys that normally don't get to start and they know it's their last game, they're going to come out with some intense pressure on defense, and they're going to be working hard on the other end on offensively as well. So it wouldn't be a total shock to see Shawnee get out to a bit of a lead here to start this ball game.
Well, the turnover gives them an opportunity to build on a 2-0 lead. Pujala, left side. Back outside to Bryan. Excuse me, that's Nolte. Nolte to the right side, looking for help. Defense for the Redskins shut them down, so they reset down the left side of the lane. There's Nolte, and the ball will go out of bounds.
Yeah, Temple with the block. He has about I think we looked at it earlier, a 4-inch advantage off the next or the tallest player on the Indian squad. That time he was easily able to block the shot out of bounds.
Pujala shut down there. They bring it back outside. Bryan has it near the center circle. Lost the handle on that. And a loose ball is going to end up in a jump ball, it looks like.
On that play, Brandon Erb let the offensive player get around him, and he tipped it out from behind. Nice job that time. I'm not sure if he got beat on the play and then recovered that way, or if it was his intention all along. But either way, Redskins end up with it after the tie-up.
So Greavy will bring it up court for the Redskins. He has been one of the go-to guys for this Redskin team all year long. Had 10 points against Van Wert. And his pass intercepted on the far side by Bryan to the opposite end. He lays it off the glass, and the Indians have built a 4-0 lead.
Early momentum for Shawnee.
They have come out with some intensity here. Greavy to the right side. Erb rather, thought about the three. Greavy will take it, and he drains it from the top of the key.
And that's how you stop that early momentum and deflate them, their seniors. Hit a bucket, get something going, and then there, obviously, they forced the shot a little bit.
Greavy pulls up, his shot no good. He gets his own board. Nice dish underneath, but it's taken away by, I believe that was Mulcahy that got the hand on that one. The pace of this game completely different from the game that we watched last Friday night in Van Wert.
Yeah,
these guys are up and down.
Yeah, they are a little bit faster. As we see Pujala that time be fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line, shoot a pair.
6'4", 185-pound senior. And he misses the first foul shot. And into the game is Bertram. He has been the sixth man all season long and has really sparked this offense when he comes into the ball game.
Yeah, he's really tough to defend off the dribble, and he has a really nice shot from behind the arc as well. So it makes it real tough matchup-wise for other opposing teams to guard him.
Pujala misses on both free throw attempts. Morgan with a handoff to Greavy.
Back, Tom, get it back.
Nice pass to the baseline, and they do get it to Buzzard. He can't connect, gets his own board, and back up and in.
I think he got a little help there on the rebound from one of his teammates. I wasn't sure to see. I don't know if that was Bertram or who it was that tipped it to him. But nonetheless, able to corral it, get the bucket.
So that gives the Redskins their first lead of the night, and a whistle and a foul. They give that one to Temple. That's his first. Second foul on the Redskins. Gibson will check into the game for the Redskins.
Shawnee making their substitutions as well.
Austin Braychalk into the game. And that inbound pass collected by Bertram to the opposite end.
Yeah, they're trying to get it into Trey Brock, but Bertram was right there to take it away.
Shot up no good by Buzzard. The rebound comes down to the Indians. Nolte to the other end, lays it up and in.
Nice move that time by Nolte. Greavy didn't know which way to go.
So Shawnee with the lead again. Bertram drives left side of the lane, and he drains it.
There's Bertram taking some dribble penetration, leaping high into the air. It's a tough shot to guard, just like Trey Brock. He answers on the other end.
Greavy will slow things up here a little bit. Dishes left side. Morgan will try the three. That's no good, and the rebound collected by Brock. Nolte working against Greavy, dribbles to the baseline. Stop there, now looking for help. Gets it out to Brock. Nolte with the shot, hits short, but he is saved there. Whoa, Bertram with a nice job to keep that one from going out of bounds, but it ends up back in the hands of the Indians, and Brock making his presence felt from outside.
6'4" junior knocking down the tray. Give the assist to Thomas Nolte on the play.
4-point lead again for the Indians. That matches their largest of the night. Greavy to the baseline, and he draws the foul from Nolte.
Some more substitutions for the Indians. Okay, he will come back in, and Jaden O'Neal, who's been getting a little bit more playing time as of late, freshman, 5'10".
And a nice move on an inbound pass.
Yeah, give a lot of credit that time to Alex Greavy, seeing Bertram making the cut there and made it really easy for Travis.
Brock shut down on a drive to the baseline. They kick it back outside. Jumper on the way, and good for Thad Vernon. I don't think that's what Vernon was looking to do, but it ended up.
It worked out for him, didn't it?
It worked out all right.
Certainly did.
Underneath they go. Now back outside, and Bertram will try the three. It's no good. Rebound collected by Shawnee. Everybody gets to touch it.
Yeah, good teamwork. Good teamwork that time. Obviously, Austin Lousy came down with it, was able to get over to, I think it was Vernon that he tipped it to or passed it to, but weren't able to connect on the offensive end, and Greavy shot no good, put back up. Gibson rejected pretty hard by Vernon.
And the jumper on the other end, that won't go. Brock there with the rebound. And he gets another two.
Good effort that time by Brock. It's easy to see why he's one of their top players and guy that needs to perform.
7 points for him so far tonight.
Won't be quick enough that time on Bertram, as he'll be called up for the foul.
And Brock picks up his first. Two fouls now on each team. There's a couple of more substitutions. Gibson will exit as Buzzard comes back in. Into the ball game for Shawnee is Marquise Miller. Bertram with it on the baseline. He takes it, won't go. Tipped around and ends up in the hands of O'Neal.
Indians playing with a lot of effort here early on.
And a foul will be called on Miller.
Brandon,
excuse me, go ahead.
I was going to say, Brandon, not real happy with the call. I think probably more not happy with himself, obviously getting called for the push-off.
Coach Bradley was talking before the game about Miller and his ability to defend a lot of different positions. That gives him some versatility that he likes to have in the lineup.
It does. You know, Brandon's a very athletic player, got a long wingspan, very athletic for a guy his size, so it allows him to do a lot of different things.
Greavy with it on the right. And top to Bertram. We are under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Greavy will try the jumper from the foul line. It's no good. Buzzard nearly had that one. It ends up back in the hands of the Indians. Whistle, and it looks like they're going to get Bertram with a foul here. Nope, Greavy will. Greavy tagged with that one. So the Indians will inbound under their hoop, leading by 6. Finally get it in. Pujala. O'Neal will try the three, no good. The rebound collected by the Redskins. Back to the opposite end, and Morgan, gets the lay in.
And they're going to wave it off.
Oh, looks like Buzzard got a hand on that one.
We'll see if our crack staff in the truck can get another look at that. It did look like he touched it, but we'll have to wait and see if we're able to get that on replay. But
didn't look like it needed any help. Looked like it was going to fall.
Yeah.
20 seconds left in this first quarter. Vernon with it. They're working around to the far side, and Miller. 3 ball on the way for Vernon, and he drilled it. These Indians have come out with an intensity here. And a lob up to the backboard at the end of the first quarter. And the Indians have come out and doubled up the Redskins here in this first quarter of play. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter. You're watching high school basketball on TSC.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. But together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums. Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Wapak, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
This news alert just in. TSC, located throughout Auglaize County and Southern Allen County, has been accused of having the lowest prices of telephone, television, and high-speed internet service in the area. Packages starting as low as $59.95 a month. Now, while other companies have yet to comment, TSC spokesperson had this to say.
We simply want to offer folks the most affordable packages of the highest quality products. It's just that simple.
To speak with a TSC representative for yourself, dial either of these 2 phone numbers.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Back here for the start of the second quarter, and here's another look at that goaltending call. It looked
it's
like
debatable.
It was coming down. Yeah.
You know, and the ball was on the iron. It was technically within the cylinder as how they define that. So probably the right call, assuming that he did indeed touch it.
Timeout going to be taken by the Redskins as Vernon comes in at the start of this second quarter and drills another jumper, and he is completely on fire here in this first quarter.
They are. You know, all of these Indians are playing very well. It's what I talked about as this game was starting off. Senior night can do some funny things, make some things happen, and it is really giving them a boost tonight. They've gotten off to a good start. Obviously, from Shawnee's perspective, they just need to keep that focus and that intensity going, and good things will happen for them tonight. For Wapak, they got to fight through it. You know, they got to weather the storm. This is the storm right here. They've got to weather through the second quarter, cut into that lead, trim it up, get it, you know, close to even, if not ahead, going into halftime,
right,
and deflate these Indians as they go into break.
Shawnee is in the middle of a 14-4 run right now. And the Redskins have not found a spark so far. Morgan with the left side. They're working around to Greavy underneath. And Morgan will get it off the glass. He's got 2 more. Actually, for Morgan, that's his first 2. Miller in the lane with the floater.
Marquise Miller, 6-foot sophomore, skying high into the air for the bucket.
Buzzard with it, top of the key. His pass intended for Greavy on the near side. Slapped out of bounds, and a good hustle there by Jaden O'Neill to get a hand on that one.
Wapak needs to turn up the intensity a little bit. Some of these passes out here on the perimeter are a little sloppy. You know, Greavy gave one away early in the first quarter. Buzzard was lucky that did not result in a turnover.
Well, we've heard Rick Bowersock say before that the guy on the receiving end of that pass has to go to the ball.
Yes, absolutely.
We didn't see that there. Buzzard Going to be tied up underneath, and a foul going to be called, and they're going to give that one to Thad Vernon.
Here's a quick look at that. It's going to be tough to see. I think Buzzard a little bit lucky on that. I think he got bailed out on that play by the call.
I would have to agree. He wasn't going anywhere but down.
Correct. He was double teamed there. I don't think he realized that when he caught the inlet pass.
He does a nice job with that one. Buzzard had 16 against Van Wert. Brock now with it. And we have a whistle and a foul.
Trying to get Alec Temple. Yes. They're going to call him for a an elbow, a little push there with the elbow. That'll prompt a couple substitutions from Coach Bradley. Kyle Gibson and Cody Morgan will come back into the game. Alec Temple will sit out, and Alex Greavy also out.
22-13, the Indians with the edge here at home on senior night. Miller with it, right side. He takes it.
It's going to be hacked pretty hard on the shot there by Herb. So he'll go to line shooting 2.
I don't know that he was in a great position to make that shot.
No, he made a good little move off the dribble, and it was similar to the spot where he made the bucket just a few minutes ago. So I think he was feeling it from that area on the floor. He wasn't as set as he was on the previous attempt that he made, but
Greavy with a short break as he comes back into the game. Herb will sit down following the foul. And Miller will knock down the second foul shot. That's his 3rd point tonight.
Shawnee Indians still in the man-to-man defense that they started with.
10-point lead now for the Indians. Pass underneath intended for Gibson goes off his hands. And another turnover for the Redskins. Brock with it, left side of the lane. He passes over to the other side. Awkward looking pass, but it goes off the hands of Bertram.
And I think he got lucky on that play that Bertram reached up and put a hand on it.
Right.
That probably would have resulted in a turnover if Bertram did not try for that. Marquise Miller takes a seat here as Brock will inbound the basketball. Indians still have that momentum. They still have that effort. They're still playing tough.
Angelo Fox into the game. First time we've seen him tonight. 6'2", 205-pound sophomore. That pass tipped and taken away by Bertram. He'll lay it in for the easy deuce.
Coach Heath quickly calls a timeout. That's one of those type of plays that can create a spark for the Wapak Redskins here and get this game turned around for them.
Well, they need one. They are trailing now by 8. They have trailed by as much as 10. They have not been able to put consistent trips down the floor together tonight.
No, and that's something to where there you see Bertram with the steal. Really the first real unforced error that really has cost the Indians tonight. I think Coach Heath just wanted to make sure that he calms his guys down and stops any kind of run from happening before it does.
Right. Well, 5:48 left here in the second quarter.
Wapak needs to go back to the key to the game for them and get that inside game going. They're working it, but just not having a lot of success. So let's look here to see if they can get Jake Buzzard involved more down low, and if that's not there, if he can pop out a little bit, hit some jumpers.
The pace of this game maybe not as conducive to that kind of play as what they had last week. Certainly he could
that's
be involved.
correct, but Wapak has to be patient and know what they've got and work the offense instead of just throwing up shots that really aren't what they're looking for.
Trey Brock, with the shot. His shot no good, and Vernon there with the putback.
Vernon playing very, very well tonight. 10 points already for him.
He leads all scorers. Bertram with it between the circles. He drives into the lane, throws up the floater, won't go.
And he'll be called for the over the back. So he tried to go over Brock to get the rebound. You know, good penetration that time by Bertram, but you know, he just missed the jumper. He's got to maintain his composure and stay off the back of the opposing players and just let it go. You know, coaches always talk about if you make a mistake, don't compound it by making another one, and that's what we just saw right there. He compounded his first mistake by trying to get too aggressive on the rebound.
Josh Bishop into the ball game for the Indians, 5'10", 155-pound junior. As Brock goes to the line and hits the first of 2 foul shots. 7 fouls now on the Redskins here in this first half.
Well, that lead that was down to 8 just a minute ago is back up to 12 here. So good timeout call by Coach Heath. You know, calm those things down and make sure things don't get out of hand.
Greavy working against Nolte. He'll hand it off to Morgan. Up to Bertram, top of the key. Underneath they go Miller. Back outside. Bertram will try the drive again. He lays it up there. Won't go. Miller there with the board. Draws the foul and gets the bucket.
Nice effort that time. I really want to point out nice effort by Brandon Miller on that entire possession. If you didn't see it, he was working hard trying to set a screen for Buzzard to come across when Greavy had it on the near side. But the defensive player did a good job fighting through it. So then he goes to the other side. He gets over there to be ready for the ball to be reversed around when Bertram brought it in. And then, of course, he works hard to get that rebound and fight his way back up. So just nice trip down the floor for Miller.
Austin Lousy was the guilty party on that foul. We had a substitution, Evan Bell, into the ball game for the Indians. So Miller will go to the line to try and tack on the 3rd point here. His team trailing by 10. And that is good. Nolte will bring it up court for the Indians. Underneath they go to Evans, but that ball slapped away by Buzzard, and he will collect the turnover. The force up court to Bertram, and it'll go out of bounds off his hand.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that I was talking about a second ago. Walpock needs to maintain their composure. Yes, you're down in and out of double-digit deficits, I guess, but you can't force those things. Take the time, move it down the floor, work it around the perimeter to get it inside to get the shot that you really want.
Sometimes changing the pace of a game like this is extremely difficult.
Well, it worked very well last week. As we see another bucket by Vernon. Worked really in Walpock's favor last week to have that slow play at Van Wert. So why not slow it down again? Try to keep this pace, a little bit slower.
Morgan getting the double team, able to get it away to Greavy, who tries the 3 from the corner. It won't go. Bertram there, puts it back up and in.
Indians that time try to get that double team out here on the perimeter. That cost them. First of all, left Greavy wide open, but on the backside, Bertram was wide open for the rebound. Sometimes you gamble and you win, sometimes you gamble and lose.
Into the lane, Nolte, his shot no good. Miller there with the board for the Redskins. Up court, Bertram, left side. He dribbles into the lane, off the glass. He's got 2 more.
Redskins starting to nibble away at that deficit. Shawnee needs an answer.
They work it around the perimeter, and Brock will try the 3. It's short. Vernon with the board, and he draws the foul from Greavy.
Looked like for a moment there, I thought Greavy had a good strip. Official didn't think so. So Vernon will go back to line. Chance to add some more to his totals.
Well, the Redskins have really picked up offensively. They have a ways to go, but they are getting more production offensively in the second quarter here. Pujala back into the game. And also, I believe that's number 14, Andrew Bryan. Second foul shot rattles around and falls in. 8-point edge now for the Indians. Gravy crosses the timeline as we're under 3 minutes to play here in the half. Bertram into the paint, loses the handle, it's scooped up by Bryant. Vernon takes the jumper, right side, and canned it from just inside the arc. Boy, he hasn't missed.
He is on fire. He is feeling it, not afraid to shoot. He knows he's got it going on right now.
Right.
And if I'm Shawnee, I keep putting it in his hands.
Yes. Gravy to the right side. Underneath they go to Buzzard. He gets too far under. Nice dish to Bertram coming in, but he can't get it to go down. And the rebound comes down to the Indians. They have built their lead back up to 10 now. Nolte takes it to the right. Dribbles down to the baseline. Back outside, Bryant. He gets to the lane. Back outside to Vernon, who tries the three, and
there it is. There he is. 18 points here in the second quarter, or first half for Vernon. He is lighting it up.
And Vernon, a 6'4", 175-pound junior, did not start the ball game because they started all seniors here tonight. And a foul going to be called on Pujala. And 3 subs here for Shawnee is back into the game as Mulcahy, Miller, and O'Neal. They join Pujala and Vernon on the court.
Redskins down 13 here with a minute and a half to go in the second quarter. Just need to get some good possessions, see if they can chip away at this lead a little bit going into the break.
Miller tries to go underneath, and Pujala with the slap gets it to the other end, and he's going to have it slapped out of his hand as Miller gets the foul.
They're going to call an intentional foul.
Wow.
Coach Bradley is in shock, can't understand why the call was made.
Right.
The official want nothing of it.
Wow.
Here we'll get a look at it, and we'll see Miller come in, trying to slap the ball away. He did knock the ball away, so that's going to be Coach Bradley's argument. He did get basketball, so how do you call that an intentional or a flagrant foul?
Right.
As you see Coach Bradley there making his case. He's not going to win it.
Well, so far it hasn't hurt the Redskins too much.
And that one won't hurt him either. So nothing hurt on the free throws, but the Indians still have the ball. Coach Bradley still trying to argue his situation with the official that made the call, but like I said, he's not going to win it. You know, Coach at that point is really just trying to get his grievance heard. So, you know, the official, not necessarily make a makeup call, but just realize that he didn't get a break there.
Right.
And as I was talking, Vernon lights it up with 2 more.
Right.
20 here in the first half.
Vernon. This is one of those nights he's going to remember because he is absolutely feeling it. Bertram with it right side. He will back it up. 45 seconds left in the half. Buzzard. A whistle and a foul away from the ball, and looks like it's going to go on Vernon.
Yes, and that'll be his second. 40 seconds left here, 39.6, I guess, here in the second quarter. No real concerns, although I would be surprised if he leaves Vernon in. What you don't want for Vernon is to pick up that third foul in these last 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah, especially since he's poured in 20 points already.
See, he could have been called for a foul twice already right there. And again, a third one, but they're letting them play.
That one's going to go out to the to the Indians. Coach Heath fired up.
The officials really letting them play. Really aggressive here tonight, I think.
Yeah,
a lot of contact out away from the basket.
Which makes the flagrant foul seem that much more
yeah, exactly.
outrageous. Morgan with it, back outside. Buzzard will try the three, off the mark. Rebound pulled down by O'Neal.
Look for them to get it to Vernon here in the closing seconds.
7 seconds. Miller with it left side. Working against Greavy. Down to 3 seconds. Kicks it back out. A long three on the way will come up short. And we will go to the locker room with the Indians defending the home court with a 15-point edge at the break, 37-22. You're watching high school basketball on Game Face Ohio.
Who do I call?
Since 1946, home and business owners have trusted Frost Roofing to help make the best roofing decision for their home building and budget.
Do you guarantee your work?
With an industry-leading 50-year labor and materials guarantee on select CertainTeed shingles, Frost Roofing has you covered.
So, what if I decide to move?
Frost will transfer this incredible warranty to the new owners, increasing the value of your home.
Church, home, or business, Frost Roofing offers you the comfort of knowing your roofing system is guaranteed by a professional roofing contractor.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
When you think of protecting your assets, there's more than just your home and car. There's also your life and your family's future. Ensure those you love most are taken care of with protection planning. Life changes and opportunities occur. Look to someone you can trust with a customized approach. Minster Bank's Private Wealth Management Group, investment and insurance products. Not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee.
Back here in Shawnee High School for the start of the second half. The Indians with a strong first half lead, 37-22 at the break. They outscored the Redskins 18-9 in the first quarter and then 19-13 in the second quarter. The Redskins held scoreless for the last 3 minutes, 11 seconds of that first half.
Dan, I think the right thing to say right now is Thad Vernon trails the Redskins by 2.
Top of the key, and the three-pointer on the way, no good, and Temple in there for the board. Three-point attempt by Andrew Bryan. Left side, Morgan with it. Buzzard, top of the key, over to Greavy. Herb will try the three. It's no good, off the front of the iron, and Bryan there with the board.
Coach Heath went with the same starters that he started with, his seniors, and there they turn the ball over. A little bit of a silly play. I think he was trying to make a pass to his teammate down the floor, and another one got in his way. So a little break there for the Redskins. Down 15 here coming up.
A few of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Walbach just needs to play their game, work it in, get some good shots.
Buzzer to the lane, and he traveled. Oh, double dribble, excuse me. Either way, a turnover for the Redskins. Yeah, there's no shortage of time right now. They need to get back into their game plan. And there's a stuff by Temple.
Oh, no. What a terrible call. Alec Temple blocks it, and it falls down onto number 21, Thomas Nolte. They definitely got the call wrong, so they're going to change it. There they go.
Right.
Get it changed. And now Coach Heath is upset about it, but I don't know why. They got the call right. As you can see right there in the replay. Yep. He goes up and it's blocked, and it comes down as we get back to live action here.
Greavy with it. No scoring so far in this third quarter. Buzzard backing in.
It's going to be fouled. Call that a hold. Calling that one on Casey Mulcahy. That'll be his first foul tonight.
First foul this second half. Buzzard with it. They work it all the way around to Greavy. He drives into the lane. Back outside, Morgan tries the three. It comes up short.
Way short, and really not feeling it out there. I mean, that's, good shot for Cody Morgan. He was set, but just wasn't able to connect. It was a little off. So Redskins, they need to start knocking those down. Otherwise, that inside game is not going to materialize. I mean, you can get in there and push around all you want, but if you're not knocking down your open shots on the perimeter, they're going to just pack it in and make it almost impossible to get anything going inside.
Bertram back into the ball game as Temple gets a rest. Nolte will try the three from the top of the key, no good. Buzzard there with the board. Greavy with the left side, over to Morgan. Underneath they go to Bertram, in the lane, turns, throws it up, off the glass, won't go, and it'll go out of bounds and stay with the Redskins.
Jaden O'Neal coming in now for the Indians. Thomas Nolte taking a seat.
Bertram, he takes the inbound pass and puts the first points of the second half up with 5:54 left, third quarter. Three ball on the way by Bryan. That's no good. Bertram goes up for the board, and he is fouled.
Bertram did a good job boxing out his man. Forced Austin Lousy to reach back over his back for the ball, and obviously got nailed for the foul.
Well, the bad news for the Redskins is that Vernon has checked back into the game and brought his 20 points with him. And also back into the game is Trey Brock.
Vernon averaging just over 9 points a game this season. Through
so this would be better then.
Yeah, through the first half he already had 20, so obviously having a season high, I believe, here tonight.
Greavy with it, left side of the lane, throws up the jumper, got it to fall. So 4 unanswered points so far for the Redskins in this second half. O'Neal backs it out near the center circle. Underneath they go to Vernon. He will kick it back out. Indians looking for solution. They get it to Vernon off the right. His shot no good. I don't think I've seen him miss yet.
Well, that might have been his first.
Yep. And that one will go out of bounds and stay with Shawnee. Not sure who they said that went off of.
Yeah, there's some of the calls tonight I think they're missing, but officiating any sport is tough. It's not as easy as you think. We're sitting here being a Monday morning quarterback, so to speak, as we see Marquise Miller with the bucket. Officials don't get as much credit as they really deserve. It's easy for us to sit here and criticize, but they're out there working hard. We're all just sitting here watching, so obviously it's a lot easier for us.
Greavy will draw the foul as he drives to the baseline. Foul going to go into number 10, Jordan O'Neal.
A little bit different half. Redskins picked up a lot of fouls in that first half. And right now the fouls here in the second half, 3 called on Shawnee and none so far on Wapak. And that's what Wapak really is going to need to get back into this game, or get it close, win that battle, I guess, and stay out of foul trouble and get to the line with the clock stopped.
Redskins not able to convert on that inbound pass. Vernon with it. He will try the jumper from just inside the arc. And I don't think halftime has done him any favors.
No, I think his hot streak has definitely ended. So he's got to realize that and has to play accordingly. And they're going to call buzzard on that one. You knew it was coming. They were both fighting for position. The Shawnee player really looked more like a flop to me, to be honest. I'd be interested in seeing it on a replay, but...
Well, he sold it.
See, there he is, and Buzzard's in there fighting for position. He's trying to come around, and he kind of runs into him on his own and flops down. So give credit to him. He drew the call.
Austin Lousy drawing that foul. Burke with it, Brock over there. This one's going to go out of bounds and stay with the Indians.
The lead is 13 for Shawnee. Wapak needs to realize there's lots of time left. Just keep chipping away.
The unfortunate part is that they haven't chipped away too much so far.
No, they haven't.
Brock with it. Right side, goes cross court. Ends up in the hands of O'Neal. Miller with it. Underneath they go to Brock. Backing in against Buzzard. He turns around, throws one up. No good. Miller flies in there and tries to put back, but it won't go. He can float. And a foul going to be called here on Pujula.
Another foul called on the Indians.
Here you see it here. He gets tangled up with Buzzard on that one.
Yeah, he was trying to get around to get position, and he was caught out of position, and it was an easy call for the official to make. And when they started calling him tighter, like calling Buzzard for that foul the last trip down the floor, you're going to see those calls made by the officials.
Greavy down the right side of the lane has that ball slapped out of bounds by Pujula. Back into the game for the Indians is Austin Barchok.
Mulcahy checking in as well. Trey Brock taking a seat. You get another good look at that last block.
On the inbound, Miller going to be fouled going up.
He plays hard, and he'll get rewarded here by a trip to the line. Shoot. Oh, they're going to call it out of bounds. I thought he was going up with the basketball.
Yep.
See, and everybody on the floor thought it was a shooting foul. Here's another look at it.
It's really just a matter of who you were going to call it on.
Yeah.
But Nolte gets the foul there. Morgan with it now for the Redskins in the center circle. Over to Bertram, right side.
Greavy.
Got it.
Yes.
And the lead down to 10 now. 2:45 to go, third quarter.
Redskins need a good stop down here.
They have come out and gone on a 7-2 run here in this third quarter. That's a good start. Pujula, no good from the lane. Gets his own rebound. Vernon will try the three, and he got it.
Back on the board is Thad Vernon, and you know he's happy. He's looking to get another streak going here.
Gives him 23 on the night. Closing in on 2 minutes to play third quarter. And this pass intercepted by Pujula. Up court, Nolte. He'll get it, dodges Buzzard, and puts it up and in.
Nice fake that time.
Timeout going to be taken by the Redskins as the Indians have put together a little bit of a streak here to build their lead back out to 15, 44-29. And Shawnee just came to life right there.
They did, and who started it? Vernon.
Vernon, right.
He hit that three, got them some confidence back, and that gave them just a little bit of confidence. As you see the three from Vernon on the previous trip down the floor. It's just really a funny game how you can see just something like that, one good shot, create a spark. You know, that gives those guys more energy when they come down here defensively, and they get a steal out of it and a nice play on the other end to get the bucket. So you got to give them a lot of credit, and they're playing hard on senior night. You know, Wapak needs to. It's about that time now. They need to turn it up because they're down 15 here with less than 2 to go here in the third. Still plenty of time to get back in this game, but now is the time they've got to start doing it, and they need to start doing that by getting stops on the defensive end.
Right. That's
getting some stops and get some of those buckets.
Yeah, they need to find someone to get hot like the Indians have had with Vernon all night.
And you don't even have to have a single player get hot. You just, as a group, need to work hard. You know, they got to just work hard and pass the ball around, get good shots.
Bertram gets a good look. And Buzzard will be called for the foul as he went over top of Mulcahy. That's a second foul on the Redskins here in the half, and a second on Buzzard as he takes a seat. Temple into the game to replace him. And a whistle and a foul on Greavy. Now they've made an adjustment. As the teams have made adjustments at the half, so has these officials, because this was a lot more physical game in the first half, and they've clearly made a decision to limit that.
Right, they're definitely trying to get control of this game, as we see Temple call a timeout with the ball in his possession. Yeah, that's one of the frustrating things as a player and a coach, when you have to make an adjustment and you come out with that adjustment saying, hey, they're going to let us play, and all of a sudden they're not.
Right.
You know, it gets frustrating. That's where things can get out of control sometimes. But, you know, Wapak down 15, got to get something going here. So good effort that time for Temple to get on the ball and get a timeout. So we'll see if the Redskins can come out of this timeout, maybe with a nice set play here to get a basket, or maybe set up, Morgan or Greavy for a three, and again start chipping away. I'm starting to sound like a scratch record with the chipping away comment,
right.
But it's true. They've got to start doing that. You can't expect to come down the floor and hit a 10-point basket.
Right. When you're erasing a 15-point deficit, there's a string of events that has to happen. And Bertram Smith's shot there, ball loose. It's going to end up in a jump. There's a rugby scrum, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Redskins. I don't know how they could tell who touched it last.
I don't know either. We have a cameraman right on the spot. If he wasn't blocked by the official, he might possibly have had a good look at it. But man, that's tough. But good effort by the Redskins. They're jumping all over the ball or floor to get on the ball.
Almost a minute to play here. Vernon with it. Brock to the baseline. Kicks it back out, and a jumper up, no good, off the side of the iron from Mulcahy. Rebound down to the Redskins.
Rich Bradley wanting them to push it. Greavy will bring it down, pop the jumper.
No good. Tipped around. And finally in the hands of the Indians, and a lot of contact there as Barchuk came down with it. And Brandon Miller got a... In those situations, everybody's off balance. Kind of difficult to make that call.
It is. It's one of those calls that could have went either way, or could have been a no call, could have been a travel. Redskins not getting the break. So they've got to make their own break here. That's got to play some good D, get a stop, and get something going on the other end.
Nolte with it right side to the top of the key. Brock back outside. Bishop just in the game, hands it off to Brock. His shot no good. And the rebound grabbed by the Indians, but passed to Morgan, who goes to Bertram. And the opposite end, and the offensive foul going to be called on Bertram.
I can't agree with that, but my opinion doesn't matter for the sake of the game. We'll see if we got to look at it on a replay. Sorry to put my guys on the spot in the truck. If we don't, here's another look at it. Definitely still moving to get into his position. Makes contact. Definitely a bad call, but nothing you can do about it now. You got to move on. You got to play the game.
The possibility of getting into position on a break like that, extremely difficult. I mean, with the way the ball was moving at the pace that they were coming down court, to be able to get down court and get into position to draw a foul like that would be extremely difficult.
It's really just shaping up to be one of those nights where the Redskins just aren't getting the calls. They got to fight through it.
Well, the Redskins have fallen into another drought here. As time expires, Greavy able to hit.
The bucket is good. And maybe that's going to be a little spark that will get the Redskins going here as we close out the third quarter here. 44-31, Redskins trail by 13.
You're watching high school basketball on TSC.
So, you think just because you're from a small town, you can't have everything that the big towns have? Wrong. At TSC, we offer over 300 digital cable channels, to you right here in the heart of the Midwest. Surprised? Don't be. We're TSC. No contracts, no gimmicks, and everything is straightforward and down to earth. Order your digital cable package today, and the HD is free. Now you're talking smart.
If you find yourself in need of legal services, make the law offices of Jowett & Burton your first call. Whether your legal issue involves protecting assets, trust planning or probating an estate, starting a business, buying or selling real estate, or civil litigation over a commercial, probate, or domestic matter, the attorneys and paralegals at Jowett & Burton are ready to help. Call the law offices of Jowett & Burton today at 419-738-9274.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Tonight's broadcast of TSC High School Hoops is brought to you by TSC, GA Windsor, and by Stolly Insurance.
Back here for the start of the final frame, the Redskins on the short end, 44-31. And Todd, when you're down by 15 points, the last thing you want to do is go into another 3-minute drought like the Redskins just ended.
That's certainly not going to help you come out on the right end of the scoreboard. You know, you got to keep fighting, finding ways to get some good quality shots. You know, we talked early in the ball game, key to the game for Wapak was inside game. It's really been non-existent tonight. And you know, when you're down, still down 13, it's tough. You've got to take the shots that the defense gives you, but you can't afford to go that long of a stretch without a bucket. The Redskins were lucky to get a basket there right at the end.
Bertram with a nice move in the lane, gets the bucket and a foul. And that's one of the kind of things that you need to have happen and
absolutely,
it, you know, to get back into the game.
This is shaping up to be a little bit of a run here for Wapak. We'll see if Bertram can make the three-point play.
Well, the Redskins came out of it at the start of this third quarter and went on a 7-2 run to get this lead down to 10. But since then, they've gone into an extended scoring drought. Bertram misses the foul shot. So the lead is now 11 for the Indians. And this guy bringing the ball up court has a lot to do with that. Three ball on the way from the left side and good.
Shot good that time by Angelo Fox.
Actually, I believe that's Gaffer.
Oh, was that Gaffer?
Yeah.
He's wearing 35.
Right. Gaffer just recently added to the varsity roster, had 21 points against Findlay in the last game, and has dropped into 3 here.
Sure is nice to get to the fourth quarter and bring a guy off the bench who just scored 20 for you.
Right. Greavy with the jumper from the baseline, no good, and back up and in for Bertram.
Good work that time by Bertram. Keep fighting, be on the opposite side there for the nice putback.
Now you need some stops.
Wapak's going to apply the pressure the rest of the way. Try to get some turnovers here, see if Shawnee can get sloppy. And now they're going to get a foul called on Austin Lousy. He's going to be called for a push-off.
Lousie's been tangling down there with the big men for the Redskins. And those fouls have gone both ways. He will have a seat as Pujala comes back in.
Wapak now in the bonus, and that's what they want. They want to get some shots at the basket here with the clock stopped if they can draw some more fouls. As you see the ball tipped that time by Jaden O'Neal.
Didn't look like he agreed with that.
No, not at all.
Morgan to inbound. Gets it into Greavy. Greavy with a handoff to Morgan, who tries the three from the corner, and he got it.
Redskins finally starting to hit some outside shots. Now things are going to get a little bit more interesting when they have the ball down here, because Shawnee's going to have to be jumping out to to defend those, and that's when some of that inside play or some of the penetration by Bertram or Greavy is going to open up, and now they're going to have an offensive foul.
And now you start to see those things start to compound, Todd, because we talked about the string of events that has to happen for a team to overcome a deficit like that, and a foul like that one really helps out. We'll take a timeout here with 6:05 left in the ball game, and the Redskins trying to rally. They trail 47-38. You're watching high school basketball on TSC.
For over 100 years, the Stolle Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums. Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolle Insurance in Lima, Wapak, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolle Insurance.
This news alert just in. TSC, located throughout Auglaize County and Southern Allen County, has been accused of having the lowest prices of telephone, television, and high-speed internet service in the area. Packages starting as low as $59.95 a month. Now, while other companies have yet to comment, TSC spokesperson had this to say.
We simply want to offer folks the most affordable packages of the highest quality products. It's just that simple.
To speak with a TSC representative for yourself, dial either of these two phone numbers.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Back here at Shawnee High School as we take a look at some highlights of the performance that Vernon has put on throughout this ball game. He leads all scorers with 23 points, and a big reason why the Shawnee Indians have a 47-38 lead here in the fourth quarter. But he was recently called for the charge.
So the Redskins with the ball again, trying to cut into that deficit. You know,
Excuse me, go ahead.
I talked early in the game about it being senior night, some of those players putting some effort out there that they haven't maybe seen in a while that helps them get that spark. And mentioned that Wapak just needs to weather the storm. As we see Bertram get another bucket. Well, they weathered the storm a lot longer than I would have liked, but they're now starting to come out of that, and now things are going to start hopefully breaking their way, like that charge on that last possession. And that's when Shawnee is going to start questioning themselves. From the Shawnee perspective, they need a good bucket down here on this end of the floor.
Right. Yeah, the Redskins have their confidence, have the Indians' confidence rattled. If they can make them make another mistake, they'll be in a good position.
They had their opportunity when Vernon took the shot and missed, but not able to box out. They're going to call an offensive foul on Gibson that time, and he went up for the pick, and he kind of undercut the player a little bit. So good call by the officials.
Jaden O'Neal was the player that hit the deck for the Indians. Miller back into the game for the Redskins.
The key on that play is the offensive player cannot initiate the contact, and that's what he did. That's why it was easy for the officials to catch that and call it.
Miller with it left side for the Indians. Now up top to Nolte. He dribbles to the right side. He's met there by Miller, and his shot deflected and taken care of by the Redskins. Bertram left side of the lane, and he's going to be called for the charge. That's his third for Bertram. He's got 18 points in the game.
We'll take another look at it. You know, I really can't agree with that call either. As you saw that replay, Nolte was leaning into him as he was coming towards him, plain as day on the replay.
Miller to Vernon in the lane. The floater, no good. Buzzard with the board.
Need to run the offense here and get a good shot. That'll count. That'll qualify for that.
Yep. So now the lead is down to 6. This is the closest the Redskins have been in a long, long while. And a turnover there by Nolte. So Greavy back to the other end. His shot blocked and collected by Brock.
Greavy has to be careful not to compound his mistake there. Looks like he twisted his ankle a little bit. He's grimacing a little bit.
And now for the Indians, they need to slow things down and just control this game the rest of the way. Miller with the left side. He lost the handle temporarily, then gets it back out to Vernon. Inside, they go to Brock. Over to the right. Turnaround, no good. Rebound collected by the Redskins and then poked out of bounds by Mulcahy.
Good job that time by the Redskins, forcing Brock to make the pass to the open guy. You know, they get the ball out of Brock and Vernon's hands. Those are their two top players tonight that are really feeling it. Get them to pass it to somebody else, make somebody else beat them, and that's what they did on that trip, and worked out in the Redskins' favor.
Bertram on the baseline gets the bucket, and the lead is now 4 for the Indians. 3:02 left in this ball game. Wapakoneta trying to finish off this rally. They trail by 4. You're watching high school basketball on TSC.
When you think of protecting your assets, there's more than just your home and car. There's also your life and your family's future. Ensure those you love most are taken care of with protection planning. Life changes and opportunities occur. Look to someone you can trust with a customized approach. Minster Bank's Private Wealth Management Group, investment and insurance products. Not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee.
Who do I call?
Since 1946, home and business owners have trusted Frost Roofing to help make the best roofing decision for their home building and budget.
Do you guarantee your work?
With an industry-leading 50-year labor and materials guarantee on select CertainTeed shingles, Frost Roofing has you covered.
So, what if I decide to move?
Frost will transfer this incredible warranty to the new owners, increasing the value of your home.
Church, home, or business, Frost Roofing offers you the comfort of knowing your roofing system is guaranteed by a professional roofing contractor.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Remaining here in this ball game at Shawnee High School, and the Redskins in the midst of a 14-5 run here in this fourth quarter to try and erase what was a 15-point deficit.
You know, I talked forever about chipping away. They finally started doing it. They've been chipping away here in this fourth quarter, got it down to 4. They need to finish strong. You know, we saw them last week at Van Wert play a really strong defensive fourth quarter, and that's what they've been doing so far. If the Redskins can finish the effort here in the fourth quarter, I think they'll come out with the win.
Right. Well, and I'm sure Coach Heath was telling his Indians to remain confident that they still have this game in hand, because this is a team that has grown used to losing, I'm sure.
And you know, that's the thing, or the challenge for Coach Heath, is to keep these guys focused, like we talked about in the pregame as well. Keep them focused down the stretch, even though the lead is evaporating. They've got to stay focused on the task at hand, get good shots.
Okay, he with the board. His putback is no good, but he draws a foul from Miller. 8 fouls on each team now. Miller now with 4 fouls.
He's been working hard on both ends of the floor tonight. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the game. I'm sure Coach Bradley's not going to pull him out just because he has 4 fouls, but obviously he has to be careful. But it's hard for a player like Brandon whose main style of play is just to keep working hard on both ends, as we see Milesy hit the second one.
He's a physically active player.
Yeah, physically active on both ends of the floor, so it's going to be hard for him, but we'll see what happens.
5 points the lead now for the Indians. They have not won a league game so far this year. Underneath they go to Bertram, gets the foul and the bucket. And Bertram with 22 now.
You know what we're seeing, Dan, Wapak hit a couple of those threes, and it cleared some stuff out because the guys have to defend a little more aggressively. As you see Bertram on the replay, went from one side to the other. The defensive effort for Shawnee is tougher because they got a guard on the perimeter now. So those inside things become open. And Miller came down with the ball, but he was on the line, so it'll be Shawnee ball. But that's what I was talking about. A couple, baskets from three-point land can really open things up and make the floor bigger. And it's been working very well here for Wapak here as of late.
O'Neal will bring it down court. 2:18 left, fourth quarter. Miller with it.
Every possession now here on out is very critical. Shawnee needs to get a good shot off. They don't need to rush anything.
Nearly turned it over there. Miller with it on the right.
Coach Heath calls a timeout.
Well, and Todd, as we look at this right now, with the 1:52 remaining, the pace of this kind of is conducive to what the Redskins have done all year.
Yeah, it is.
The Indians are slowing things down on their end of the court, and that's a situation that the Redskins are comfortable defending.
And they are, and they'll get out there and get aggressive, and they've got to. They're still down 3 points, so they're obviously going to have to play defense and force Shawnee to take a shot. Otherwise, they're going to have to start fouling. And the foul situation right now, 9 fouls on Shawnee, 8 fouls on Wapak, so both are in the bonus, and Shawnee obviously in the double bonus. So Wapak has to start getting aggressive, though. They can't just sit back and rely on just regular pressure. They've really got to get after it without giving away easy buckets.
Right.
And that's the key thing. They've got to play some good help defense and force Shawnee to I guess to get in it and take some shots. Otherwise, Shawnee's just going to run the clock out.
Well, 1:52 left in this one, and the Redskins have whittled this lead down to just 3. We shall see if they can complete the rally and get out of here with a win. Indians will inbound under their hoop. Nolte takes the inbound.
See Shawnee taking their time, making sure they get the play that they want, and Vernon's going to be called for the foul.
That is his fourth, yes, it is his fourth foul.
So the Redskins with an opportunity to cut the lead to 1 or even tie the game here if they can land a three-pointer.
Vernon, after having an explosive 20-point first half, has as many fouls in the second half as he does points. Buzzard with it. Hands it off. Greavy, baseline, won't go. Miller with the board. His putback up and good, and we have a 1-point game.
Miller fighting hard. Like I said, he plays hard on both ends of the floor. Just absolutely outstanding effort that time by Brandon. Now he just has to be careful in the defensive end because the officials just saw him get really aggressive offensively. Now he has to watch it here and make sure he doesn't get spotted for the foul.
Vernon with it in the corner. Back outside to Nolte. Under a minute to play. O'Neal over to Brock.
Wapak trying to play good, aggressive denial man-to-man until they have to foul, and there is the foul finally.
Greavy fouls Nolte. For Greavy, that's number 4. Miller will check back into the ball game, and Brock will exit. And Nolte will go to the stripe. Crucial free throws for the Indians. And they'll make the first one.
Both teams will be in the double bonus from here on out as Nolte hits his second.
And pushes the Shawnee lead back out to 3. And Greavy will bring it up court for the Redskins.
Wapak just needs a quick basket. No need to get too greedy trying to get a 3. Working inside to Bertram just like that. Get a good shot.
Bertram off balance on his initial
There's
shot.
Miller.
Couldn't get it go. Miller put that back up and in. So the lead is back down to 1.
And we got a timeout called by Coach Heath with 21.5 left.
And he really needs his team to not make the big mistake that could cost them this game. They have been able to fend off the Redskins this long after having a 15-point lead at the break. And they held that 15-point lead through the third quarter, but now in this fourth quarter, the Redskins offense has come to life, and the Indians have made a lot more mistakes in this fourth quarter than they had in the previous 3.
Completely agree. Real quick here before this game completes, get a couple quick plugs in here for next week. Game Face Ohio and TSC Sports will be at the girls sectional tournament on Tuesday evening at Spencerville High School. We will actually be filming both games that night. So we'll have the Elida versus Shawnee girls game first, and then the St. Mary's Wapak game will follow there at the Spencerville sectional. And then on next Friday night, we'll finish out our boys basketball regular season with Kenton at Wapakoneta for the final regular season game for both.
Todd, we should also thank the guys that do all the hard work behind the scenes to get us on air, and they include Josh Miller, Jim Miller, Justin Orfel, Paul Briggs, Daryl Schrader, and Randy Holgrave, replay director Adam Dell, and Tony Perro, who's directing tonight. You get out of the truck a little bit.
Yeah, I got a break tonight. A little refreshing, see it from a little bit of a different angle.
Nolte with the inbound. He will bring it up with 18 seconds left. Vernon in the corner with it. And he's going to be fouled.
Not bad for Wapak. They tried to get a 10-second call or force a turnover with the press. It didn't work, so they had to get the quick foul. Even if Vernon makes both free throws, they're still going to have a good 11.5 seconds here to run a good set play or something, make something happen for a 3 to tie the game.
Well, and Shawnee has not been fantastic at the charity stripe tonight. And Vernon will go there now.
Two big free throws for Vernon.
He steps to the line and knocks down the first one.
That was the critical one for Shawnee. Get that to a 2-point lead where a 2-point basket doesn't give you a loss.
And they would love to have this one. And they get it. Well, Vernon has dumped in 25 points tonight. Greavy with it, left side. Hands it off. Herb tries the 3. It won't go. Rebound collected by Morgan. Greavy to the outside. His shot no good. And time will expire, and the Indians will survive. A furious rally by the Redskins here tonight, but unable to overcome the 15-point deficit that they started the fourth quarter with. And the Indians defend the home court, getting their first WBL win of the season.
Tough one for the Redskins. Still a lot to play for here as we go into tournament season.
Indians win to win, 54-51. We'll be back to wrap this one up. You are watching high school basketball on TSC.
So, you think just because you're from a small town, you can't have everything that the big towns have? Wrong. At TSC, we offer over 300 digital cable channels to you right here in the heart of the Midwest. Surprised? Don't be. We're TSC. No contracts, no gimmicks, and everything is straightforward and down to earth. Order your digital cable package today, and the HD is free. Now you're talking smart.
Back here at Shawnee High School, where tonight the Indians pull off the upset and come away with a 54-51 win. It was a furious fight in the fourth quarter But early on, the Indians controlled it. Early on, after the first quarter of play, the Indians had doubled up the Redskins 18-9. At the half, it was a 37-22 lead for the Indians. They carried that lead through the third quarter with a 44-31 third quarter lead, but the Redskins able to outscore the Indians in the fourth quarter 23-7 to make it close, but unable to complete it.
You know, they just got a little bit of a late start on that. Chipping away at the lead. That's my phrase of the night, I guess. If they needed to get that going more earlier in the game, early in the third quarter. And it really took them until a minute or two in the fourth quarter before they really started to put that run on. They got a bucket at the end of the third quarter on Greavy, and then they got a quick basket by Bertram. But, they just didn't get it started quick enough, and they ran out of time. If there would have been about another minute or two on the clock, they would have had a better chance.
Well, what really hurt them is they went 2 minutes and 45 seconds in that third quarter without a bucket, and you can't do that when you're down 15 at the half and trying to make a comeback.
Absolutely right. You can't go through those kind of stretches without a bucket, without something.
Well, the Shawnee Indians get their first WBL win of the year, and they now have a record of 1-7 inside the conference. They moved to 3-17 overall. The Redskins will fall to 11-8 and now 4-4 inside conference play. Our next broadcast will be on Tuesday night as the Shawnee Indians will send their girls high school basketball team to Spencerville to take on Elida. We'll have that ball game for you first, and then Wapakoneta plays St. Mary's on Tuesday night in Spencerville. So we'll have both of those ball games for you as well. Todd, nice to work with you this evening.
Same here, Dan.
And we want to thank all of you for listening and our sponsors for allowing us to be here. For Todd Utrup, I'm Dan Hirn. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Again, the final score here from Shawnee High School. It was the Indians 54 and the Redskins 51. Good night, everybody.